A recent study showed that 75% of first-time homebuyers couldn't correctly answer even half of basic questions about the home buying process, even though most of them felt confident that they knew what they were doing. And the mistakes that come from that knowledge gap, they're expensive. We're talking thousands of dollars, missed opportunities, and sometimes deals that fall apart entirely. I'm Jeremy Rosenthal with Long & Foster Real Estate, and today I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to you. This is your complete first-time buyer guide for the DC, Maryland, and Northern Virginia, real estate market in 2026. Buying your first home is one of the most significant financial decisions of your life. It's also one of the most exciting. But it's a process with a lot of moving pieces. And in a competitive, expensive market like the DMV, the stakes for getting it wrong are high. I've helped hundreds of buyers purchase homes across Maryland, DC, and Northern Virginia, and I've seen firsthand the mistakes that trip people up. Today, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know, step by step, so you can approach this process with confidence. Before we get into it, if we haven't met yet, I'm Jeremy Rosenthal. I'm a realtor with Long & Foster Real Estate. I sell in Maryland, Northern Virginia, and Washington, D.C. I've sold over 200 homes across this area with a career sales volume of over $120 million, and I've been voted best realtor by Washingtonian Magazine and Bethesda Magazine every year since 2020. I genuinely love this market, and I love helping people navigate it successfully. So let's get into today's topic. The first subject we're going to talk about is knowing your financial picture before you do anything else. Here's something that surprises a lot of first-time home buyers. The process starts before you look at a single house. It starts with your finances. The first thing you need to do is pull your credit report and know your credit score. Your credit score is one of the most important factors in what mortgage rate you qualify for. For a conventional loan, you generally need a minimum of 620. Higher, of course, is advisable. But here's the key. The difference between a 700 credit score and a 760 credit score can be a meaningful difference in your interest rate. And that difference over 30 years can amount to tens of thousands of dollars. So know your score. And if it needs work, address it before you start house shopping. Next, understand your debt to income ratio. Lenders look at your monthly debt payments, car loans, student loans, credit cards, relative to your gross monthly income. Generally, lenders want to see your total monthly housing payment at no more than 28% of your gross income, and all debts combined at no more than 43 to 45%. Then start thinking about your down payment. Here's the great news for first-time home buyers in the DMV. You do not need 20% down. FHA loans allow as little as 3.5%. Many conventional programs allow 3 to 5% for first-time home buyers, and VA loans for eligible veterans and service members require zero down payment. And Maryland and Virginia have excellent first-time buyer assistance programs. I'll cover these in a minute. Let's get to section 2. Get pre-approved and understand why it matters. Only 25% of first-time buyers know the right time to apply for a mortgage. Let me fix that for you. You apply for mortgage pre-approval before you start your home search, not after you find a house you love, before. Here's why. In the DMV market, when you find the right home, you might need to move fast, maybe really fast. In many Montgomery County neighborhoods and in competitive Northern Virginia communities, homes receive offers within the first few days of listing. If you're not pre-approved, you can't make an offer that any serious seller will consider. Pre-approval is different from a pre-qualification letter. A pre-qualification is a quick online estimate based on self-reported information. Pre-approval is a real underwriting review. The lender verifies your income, assets, and credit. Sellers and agents know the difference. Get pre-approved by a local lender who knows the DMV market. Why local? Because a local lender understands how competitive offers work here. They can communicate quickly with listing agents and know the specific program that can save you money. Now let me tell you about 2 programs that you need to know about. There's the Maryland Smart Buy 3.0. It's a program worth knowing about. If you have student loan debt, it can help first-time buyers purchase a home and pay off student loan debt simultaneously using state-provided assistance. This is genuinely remarkable if you qualify. Virginia Housing offers a down payment assistance grant. You don't have to pay it back. It's a grant. And the Virginia Housing Mortgage Credit Certificate, the MCC, gives you a tax credit for a portion of your mortgage interest every single year you own the home. This is real money back in your pocket. Let's talk about that third section. Work with the right buyer's agent. Following the 2024 NAR settlement changes, there's been a lot of confusion about buyer agents and how compensation works. Let me clear this up for you. As a buyer, you have the right to representation. A buyer's agent works for you, not the seller. They help you identify homes, negotiate on your behalf, navigate inspections, guide you through closing, and protect your interests throughout the process. Under the new rules, you'll be asked to sign a buyer representation agreement before your agent shows you homes. This agreement outlines how your agent will be compensated. In many transactions, the seller still offers to cover the buyer's agent commission, but this is now explicitly negotiated rather than assumed. What you want in a buyer's agent is local knowledge, responsive communication, experience in the specific submarkets you're targeting, and someone who will tell you the truth, including when a home is overpriced or has issues that you should know about. See, I've been helping buyers across the DMV for years, and I'm licensed in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. When you work with me, you'll get access to my full network. Trusted lenders, experienced home inspectors, title companies, and of course, licensed contractors, which matter a lot when you're buying your first home and everything just feels brand new. Let's talk about that fourth section here, the search, the offer, and closing. Once you're pre-approved and working with an agent, the search begins. Here's how to approach it strategically. Define your must-haves versus nice-to-haves. Must-haves, number of bedrooms, commute proximity, school district if relevant. Nice-to-haves, finished basement, updated kitchen, big backyard. Being clear on this distinction helps you move quickly when the right home appears and not get distracted by homes that have sparkle but don't meet your core needs. So you can set up automated alerts. I'm sure you've already done it on your own. As your realtor, I will also set up automated alerts through our MLS system so that you're notified the moment a matching home hits the market. Speed matters in this market. When you make an offer, understand the components: purchase price, earnest money deposit. See, earnest money deposits, we typically might see anywhere between 1% to 5% of the purchase price, depending on the level of competition, contingencies for financing, inspection, and appraisal, and of course, your settlement date. In a competitive situation, your agent will advise you on how to structure a compelling offer while protecting your interests. The home inspection. Don't skip this, even in a competitive market. Don't waive your right to an inspection entirely. A $400 to $600 inspection can reveal thousands of dollars of issues, or give you complete peace of mind about buying the home, or not buying the home. After your offer is accepted, you move into the under contract phase. Your lender finalizes your loan. The home is appraised, title is examined. And then comes closing day, one of the best days that I get to be a part of. The average closing costs in Maryland and Virginia are typically 2% to 3% of the purchase price for buyers, which your lender will outline in detail in your loan estimate and upfront so that you are fully aware of what to expect. Let's talk about some of those common mistakes. All right, before I wrap up, I want to make sure you avoid the most common mistakes. I see first-time buyers make this mistake. They pay attention, so these are expensive. Mistake number one, starting the home search before getting pre-approved. This wastes time and can be heartbreaking when you find out that a home you can't act on. Mistake number two, maxing out your budget. Buy what you can comfortably afford, not the maximum amount the lender will approve. Mistake number three, making major financial changes during the process. Do not open new credit cards, change jobs, make large purchases between pre-approval and closing, buy the boat after closing. This can actually tank your loan if you did something like that. All right, let's talk about mistake number 4. Skipping the home inspection. This is non-negotiable for first-time home buyers who don't have experience evaluating property condition. You can do a pre-offer inspection. Or, of course, you can make a contingent on inspection as well. Mistake number 5, not asking about first-time buyer assistance programs. Maryland and Virginia both have programs that can save you thousands. Ask your lender about them. Mistake number 6, choosing an agent based on a relationship rather than qualifications. Your first home purchase deserves an experienced professional. All right, let's talk about a little bit of local market insight. First-time buyers in Montgomery County, Maryland, have access to some excellent programs. The Maryland Mortgage Program. It offers competitive rates for first-time buyers. The Maryland Smart Buy can help pay down student loans. In Prince George's County, the Pathway to Purchase Home Ownership Program has provided meaningful down payment assistance. How about Northern Virginia? In Northern Virginia, Virginia housing programs are among the best in the country. I stay current on all of these programs and help my buyer clients take advantage of every dollar of assistance they qualify for. This is one of the most tangible ways a knowledgeable local agent adds real value to your purchase. So let's go over some of these frequently asked questions. Here's the first one. How much money do I need to buy a home in the DMV? Well, with down payment assistance programs, some buyers purchase with as little as 1 to 3% out of pocket. A realistic minimum for most first-time home buyers is $15,000 to $30,000 for a $400,000 to $500,000 home, covering a small down payment and closing costs. VA eligible buyers can purchase with zero down. Let's talk about question number 2. What credit score do I need? Well, FHA loans require a minimum of 580 with a 3.5% down. Conventional loans require a minimum of 620. Those 720 and above get you the best rates. VA loans, they have no minimum from the VA itself, though most lenders require 620 or better. Higher scores always result in better rates, worth improving before you apply. All right, question 3. Can I buy a home while paying student loans in Maryland? Yes, absolutely you can. And Maryland's Smart Buy 3.0 was literally designed for this. This program can provide up to $30,000 in student loan payoff assistance when you buy through the program. It's a remarkable benefit for qualifying buyers. Question 4. How does the home buying process take? So how long does it take? From pre-approval to closing, typically 45 to 60 days. The search itself can be shorter or longer depending on the market and your criteria. The actual closing process after going under contract is typically 30 to 45 days. All right, let's get into that 5th question. What is the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval? We touched on this a little bit earlier in the video. Pre-qualification is an informal estimate based on what you tell a lender. It's not verified information. Pre-approval involves the lender actually reviewing the income documents, credit, and assets. Only pre-approval is meaningful in a competitive real estate market. Always get pre-approved or get a conditional commitment, of course, before you look as well. That's even better. All right, that's everything I wanted to cover today. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss my future videos on the Maryland, DC, and Northern Virginia real estate market. And here's what I want to say directly to you. If you are a first-time home buyer who is thinking about making a move, reach out to me. My number is 301-461-5630. You can shoot me an email, jeremy.rosenthal@lnf.com. I will provide both of this contact information in my description below. I offer completely free consultations. It's no pressure, no sales pitch, just an honest conversation about your situation, your budget, and your goals. I've helped over 200 families across Maryland, DC, and Virginia, and I would love to help you buy your first home. I'm Jeremy Rosenthal with Long & Foster Real Estate. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.